환영합니다. Welcome to K-Culture Dive, where we dive deeper into the heart of Korean culture with K-entertainment issues, AI culture news, K-culture in photos, and today we'll have a chat with an expert on some big K-pop issues. And I'm your host, Hwan So-wha. Let's dive in. Starting off the new week with us is my co-host Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and happy Monday to our viewers watching at home. I'm Walter Lee, here to co-host alongside Soa and give you the latest in Korean entertainment.
Walter, remember when we were heading into the weekend last week, we were speculating whether K-pop Demon Hunters will be winning an Oscar or two?
Yeah, well, I had a sneaky suspicion that they might. Some people had different, but you know what? They walked away with two. Congratulations to the whole team at K-pop Demon Hunters. This is an amazing, amazing achievement.
Amazing indeed. So why don't we start off by taking a look at the details. So let's take a look at this report now. It indeed was a big night for Koreans and K-pop Demon Hunters fans at the Academy Awards, with the animated film winning 2 Oscars, Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song at this year's ceremony in Los Angeles. Our culture correspondent Park Gun-woo fills us in.
And the Oscar goes to K-pop Demon Hunters.
The moment Koreans have been waiting for. K-pop Demon Hunters captured the Oscar for Best Animated Feature at the 98th Academy Awards. Bursting into tears, the Korean director had this to say.
Thank you to the Academy and to all the fans who got us here. And for those of you who look like me, I'm so sorry that it took us so long to see us in a movie like this. But it is here. And that means that the next generations don't have to go longing. This is for Korea and for Koreans everywhere.
Speaking backstage, Kang also said she was proud not to have disappointed Korea.
One of the most emotional moments for me, just as a filmmaker, is watching director Bong Joon-ho win for Parasite, and the fact that we have won the best animated feature with a culturally Korean film. It just feels like we have both categories, so I just feel immensely proud and relieved.
Other nominees for the same category included Zootopia 2 and Elio. The win comes as the animated film has become Netflix's most-watched movie ever since its release in June last year, with more than 500 million global views. And that followed a string of major awards this year, including Best Animated Feature and Best Song at the Critics' Choice Awards, and Best Animated Motion Picture and Best Original Song at the Golden Globes. The Netflix phenomenon also won a Grammy for Best Song Written for Visual Media, marking the first time a K-pop-themed song has taken home a Grammy. The film's main theme song, Golden, was also a winner, picking up the award for Best Original Song, while the animated trio Huntrix's singing voices, EJ, Rayomi, and Audrey Nuna, performed the track live. Another highlight was Korean actor An Yo-sup, the voice of Jinwoo from Saja Boys, who also drew attention at the ceremony after his agency said he had been officially invited by the Academy. With K-pop Demon Hunters resonating with global fans in sweeping major awards, attention is now turning to what comes next for K-pop-inspired storytelling on the global stage. Park Gun-woo, ARIRANG News.
Congratulations once more to K-pop Demon Hunters. It indeed was a golden night. And we're going to talk more on this achievement in our later segment. But before, more K-Enter news with Walter. And the BTS return is getting closer. And recently, the group gave us another teaser before their comeback.
They sure did. So what a week for Korea. We've got K-pop Demon Hunters winning, and also the big BTS comeback is just only days away. But BTS has released a new animated video offering a glimpse into the message behind their upcoming project ARIRANG. Now, the clip unveiled on Friday through the group's official social media by Big Hit Music blends history, culture, and animation. Now, Big Hit Music explained that the intention behind the project, saying that they wanted to introduce the story of ARIRANG to people who may not be familiar with it. The agency added that they hope listeners will look up the lyrics and discover the uniquely Korean emotions woven into the song. Now, like I mentioned, big week this week. BTS is set to release their full fifth full-length album, ARIRANG, at 1 p.m. on Friday, this coming Friday, March 20th, and the next day, that's when the big concert happens. The group will take the stage for a special performance at Gwahomun Square, with the event streamed live to fans around the globe through Netflix.
Right, and BTS is another topic that we're actually going to break down in depth in a bit. But before that, let's have some news on The King's Warden.
Yeah, let's keep it on the movie side as well. The King's Warden continues its unstoppable run at the Korean box office after surpassing 13 million moviegoers. Now, the film pulled in roughly 1.25 million viewers over the weekend alone, propelling it to number 8 on the all-time Korean box office chart. Now, according to the Korean Film Council's integrated ticketing system, the historical drama attracted about 1.25 million viewers from March 13th to 15th. Now, dominating theatres with an impressive 76.4% share of the total box office revenue during that period. Now, its cumulative audience has now climbed to around 13.47 million, allowing this film to surpass major hits like The Veteran and 12:12 The Day. Now, The King's Warden is now the most watched Korean film released since the COVID-19 pandemic.
What an achievement. And thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now let's move on to our AI anchor, Arang, for more on the culture front. Arang.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. President Lee Jae-myung has voiced frustration over government support for the arts, saying assistance often fails to reach artists on the ground. Speaking at a meeting with local artists at the Changdong Art Village in Changwon, Gyeongsangnam-do Province, Lee pointed out that because the cultural and arts sector is highly fragmented into many subsectors, government support often stops midway rather than reaching working artists. Lee, however, added that the government plans to expand support programs and urged artists to work together to ensure assistance reaches those who need it most. Seoul has ranked among the world's top 10 cities in a major global city ranking. The city was placed 9th on the list of the 50 best cities in the world in 2026, released by the UK-based culture and travel media outlet Time Out. Seoul jumped 33 spots from 42nd place last year. Time Out cited a vibrant urban lifestyle and diverse experiences throughout all 4 seasons as Seoul's biggest strengths. Seasonal highlights, including spring cherry blossoms, summer and autumn music and cultural events, and winter skating, were noted as key factors behind the city's appeal. Time Out publishes the ranking annually based on a comprehensive analysis of tourism appeal and urban competitiveness in cities worldwide. Foreign visitors to Gyeongsangbuk-do Province increased 20% in the fourth quarter of 2025 compared to the same period the year before. The Gyeongsangbuk-do Culture and Tourism Organization attributed the rise to global interest in the EPEC Economic Leaders meeting held in Gyeongju, which it said appears to have translated into actual visits. According to its analysis of foreign tourist travel patterns, there was a clear trend toward locally oriented travel that combined historical sites with culinary experiences. Bulguksa, one of Korea's most iconic Buddhist temples, remained the most visited site, while the Gyeongju National Museum climbed to 2nd place, boosted by strong interest in a special exhibition that brought together all known Shilla gold crowns for the first time in over a century. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Through a single photo at a time, we take a closer look at culture in Korea. This is K-Culture in Photos. Let's start with this Korean word, Hanok. It means a traditional Korean house. Now take a look at this photo. This beautiful Hanok is called Sangun-garim, located in Seoul's Jongno-gu district. Doesn't it make you want to open that wooden door and step inside? It was recently selected as one of Seoul's outstanding Hanok, recognized for preserving traditional architecture while transforming the space into a modern gallery and studio. Now moving to the next photo, this place is called Korea House or 한국의 집 in Korean, another iconic Hanok space that recently reopened after renovation. For decades, it has been a place where visitors can experience Korean culture from royal cuisine to traditional weddings or 돌잔치, a baby's first birthday celebration. And finally, take a look at the scene from a popular variety show called Hotel 도깨비. Set in a Hanok hotel in Jeju, the show has drawn attention not just for the story, but also for its beautiful Hanok interiors and artwork. Hanok isn't just part of history, it's still inspiring modern culture today. These are 포장마차 or Pocha for short, Korea's iconic street tents. They usually appear at night, often packed with people sitting close together in small temporary spaces. It may be simple, but after a long day, it's a place where many people come to relax and unwind. So what do people eat here? You'll often find comforting dishes like steaming bowl of udon, spicy tteokbokki, or seafood stew, sometimes enjoyed with a drink or two. But here's something interesting. This may look like Korea, but these Pocha-style streets are actually overseas, created to recreate the Korean nightlife atmosphere. And the trend is growing. A major Korean beverage company recently opened a Pocha-style venue in Melbourne, introducing Australian customers to Korea's unique culture of sharing food and conversation late into the night. It's a simple street tent, but inside a Pocha, you'll find one of Korea's most unique nighttime cultures. Take a look at the scene. That huge crowd gathered around the coffee truck. They're actually fans of the movie The King's Warden. Film director Jang Hang-jun recently held a coffee truck event to celebrate his movie's success, personally handing out drinks and thanking the audience for their support. Judging by the smiles, the fans were thrilled to meet him and probably enjoy the coffee too. Now, here's another look at Korea's coffee truck culture. Celebrities often send coffee trucks to drama or film sets to cheer on their fellow actors. These photos shared on social media show stars like IU and Park Bo-gum returning the gesture and showing their support. But this culture isn't limited to the entertainment industry. In one case, firefighters' children organized a coffee truck to surprise their parents, and the future residents of under-construction apartments have even sent coffee trucks to builders to say, "Please build our homes safely." A small cup of coffee, but in Korea, it's become a warm way to say thank you and cheer someone on. Those refreshing streams of water are a surge sign that spring cleaning season has begun across Korea. In one scene, maintenance crews are washing down a bus stop, while in another, residents line up for a free bicycle wash service offered by Seoul's 서초구 district. The program is designed to encourage safer and more enjoyable cycling as the weather warms up. In Seoul's Gwangjin-gu district, the mayor and local officials are also out on the streets, spraying water and scrubbing public spaces as part of a large-scale spring cleanup campaign. And finally, here in Busan, workers are carefully washing a statue in a park as part of seasonal maintenance ahead of the spring crowds. Cities across Korea are giving their communities a fresh and clean start to the season.
As we earlier reported, the presence of Korean content drew a lot of attention at this year's Academy Awards, with K-pop Demon Hunters winning big, receiving Oscars for both Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song. Meanwhile, BTS are set to make their return to the K-pop scene this week with their 5th full-length album, along with a large-scale comeback performance. Do we see another possible turning point in K-pop? Let's talk about these major stories with Claire Marie Lim, music technologist, artist, and faculty member at Berklee College of Music. Hello, Claire.
Hello, Claire.
Hi, Soa. Hi, Walter. It's great to be here again.
Great to have you back. So, Claire, we've been following the Academy Awards with big anticipation. And wow, K-pop Demon Hunters is now a two-time Oscar winner. Yay! So, what did you think of the results?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that I'm in a fantastic mood right now, Soa, to say the least. I watched the Oscars live tonight from here in New York, and I think it was incredible that K-pop Demon Hunters had this historic double win. For example, specifically in the Best Original Song category, Golden was the first K-pop song to ever win. And that was something highlighted during the live broadcast as well. And given the anticipation all awards season, it feels like so many people have been just waiting for these wins. K-pop Demon Hunters arrived at the Oscars already as one of the most decorated animated films in recent memory. They already won awards at the Grammys, Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Awards, amongst many other accolades. So the fact that the film has been so heavily recognized, especially with a title that includes the term K-pop, I think that really signals that the Academy, in the case of the Oscars, has genuinely and finally expanded what it considers worthy of its highest honors. I mean, this is a Netflix animated film from a streaming platform, and it's like steeped in Korean culture and mythology, and it was able to beat out animated films from big studios, including Disney's billion-dollar Zootopia sequel. So I think that says something very powerful about where Korean popular culture is right now.
Yeah,
Powerful
I agree with
indeed.
you. Yes, and with Golden receiving yet another award, what do you think this result actually means for K-pop as a musical genre on the global stage?
Yeah, I think it means really only great things in the future. If anything, it's just emphasizing how K-pop is far more than just a music genre at this point. I've been repeatedly saying in my scholarship in recent years that K-pop is truly more of a phenomenon nowadays, rather than just a musical style. And apart from the historic award wins themselves, I think something else K-pop related that's really worth noting is that Golden is the song with the most credited writers, 7 altogether, to win Best Original Song, which is highly reflective of how collaborative modern K-pop songwriting is as a process behind the scenes. And when that group of writers took the stage, I was truly moved by the acceptance speech that EJ kicked off. Her framing of the award was so powerful, and she said something like, this is not about success, it's about resilience, which to me parallels K-pop's growth over the years in many ways, from a relatively humble space within Korea into the international space. Although I do want to note, there was a moment where Yoo-han, one of the co-writers of Golden, stepped up to speak after EJ, and he was so abruptly cut off. The orchestra and band started playing music to presumably kind of, accompany the winners off stage. And in some cases earlier on in the night, the music stopped to accommodate for longer speeches, but his microphone was muted, and then we cut to a commercial break. So for a song that, has a message about resilience and breaking barriers, I just found it kind of ironic that we would have one of the Korean co-writers silenced in that way. And I think that it deserves some pointing out. So.
But with this achievement, let's hope that we get to hear the voices more in coming up interviews because they are going to have this attention for a while now. But Claire, many say the achievement of Golden really demonstrates how K-pop style music can resonate strongly in the global film music market. And yeah, as a music expert, why do you think this song has connected so well with audiences around the world?
That's a great question, Soa. And when we think about other songs that have become genuine global phenomena, I'm thinking of, for example, Gangnam Style off the top of my head. They all share certain ingredients like, a strong melody or hook, a strong music production. And of course, in today's context, you'll also need to have the correct media and internet forces kind of behind the scenes helping things spread at the right moment. And Golden has had all of that. And what I think gives it an extra layer of star power is its lyrical themes that are truly quite universal. Like a lot of popular songs tend to lean on romantic love as an emotional core, and that's really powerful too. But Golden is about believing in yourself and pushing through despite the odds. And I would even argue that those themes can be more relatable since they can cut across age, culture, location, personal circumstances, and other factors. And as a songwriter and producer myself, I would also add that the song Golden itself is crafted with the kind of architecture that K-pop has at this point mastered. Golden has a linear structure that builds tension and releases emotion in just all of the right ways in a very precise manner, and it takes listeners on such a compelling journey. And the combination of that craft with the universal themes and lyrics is, I think, another reason why it has resonated so much.
Right, and Huntrix, the demon hunters of the film, or the singing voices behind them, EJ, Audrey, Nuna, and Ray Ami, performed the song Golden live on stage. What did you think of it? I mean, I saw everyone with the glow sticks as well. It was amazing.
Yeah, you're so right, Walter. I mean, I think having the light sticks in the audience, which are such a big part of K-pop fan culture, was a great move. But even stepping back a little bit, I'll be honest, I was so moved that I teared up a little. It was just so inspiring to see these three powerful women singing out to the world. And even the other singers and dancers who performed with them and also in the intro before they took the stage were absolutely phenomenal. So overall, what strikes me the most really is the journey that these women have been on. In the context of the film, EJ and Audrey Nuna and Rayami started, behind the scenes, just providing the singing voices, like you said, with EJ, of course, also contributing to some of the writing for the songs. And then from there, they gradually built their presence, like their first live performance together on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show in October of last year was already a big milestone for them as a forward-facing trio. And then just months later, here they are at the Oscars. And I feel like that's just an incredible arc. It's very moving, and I think it carries extra weight knowing the challenges that the women faced in their musical journeys. Just now, I briefly mentioned EJ's acceptance speech, and something else that she brought up was this idea of, I think she said, growing up, everyone made fun of how she liked K-pop, but now everyone's singing along to the song, and they're also even singing Korean lyrics. So I think it's huge that she and the writing team and the production team have created the very song that put K-pop on the Oscar stage. And for every K-pop fan who has ever felt like an outsider in so-called mainstream music spaces, myself included, growing up, I would say that we were all represented on that stage too.
Wow, so many emotional touching moments, and now K-pop is mainstream. So congrats to everyone again involved in K-pop Demon Hunters. And now, Claire, let's talk a little bit about the big event that's coming up. BTS is returning with their fifth full-length album this week. So what are your expectations?
To be honest, the anticipation for this album is unlike anything I've ever witnessed in K-pop in years, possibly ever at this scale, I think. BTS spent nearly 4 years apart, with each member growing individually through their solo work and, of course, also fulfilling their military service. And when artists go through that and then come back together, the music that results tends to carry a depth that pre-hiatus work doesn't really cover as much. So my expectation is an album that reflects these 7 people, the BTS members themselves, who have genuinely changed and grown over time, and them coming back together with something to say that they might not have been able to say before. And their fans and listeners of the world are so ready.
And so are we. Now, the album title, ARIRANG, is also quite striking. We did get to hear a little bit of the melody of the traditional Korean folk song earlier when Walter reported on the little teaser that they brought out. So how do you think BTS might incorporate or reinterpret this traditional Korean sentiment in their music?
Yeah, the thematic resonance, with this sentiment is going to be highly significant. If you listen to Arirang's lyrics carefully, at its emotional core, the song is really about separation and also the longing for a reunion. And I think that's pretty much exactly what BTS and their fans have lived with for the last few years. So BTS isn't just borrowing the term arirang randomly. They're intentionally engaging with its meaning. And considering that, I would say that my expectation is that the album would move between different parts of the emotional spectrum. Maybe some songs might explore melancholy and aching, but maybe also celebrations of joy. And in terms of music, thinking back to arirang and the traditional instruments associated with traditional Korean music, we might have some of those as well, or maybe even some retro influences from earlier decades of music woven into the contemporary BTS sound. And in the past, BTS and their team have really been great with this. They've shown us how skilled they are with honoring their cultural Korean roots while also speaking in a pretty universal musical language. A track that comes to mind, for example, is Idol, which was released in 2018. So I think the ARIRANG title of this album and the related themes will give the group a really solid comeback framework.
Right, and lastly, and just briefly, Claire, according to the already released track list, several global renowned producers participated in the album. The title track, Swim, is said to carry a message about navigating the waves of life. What kind of musical style or sounds are you expecting from this album exactly?
I'm so glad that you're asking me this, Walter, because when the roster of writers and producers was first released, I was just so excited by the possibilities of how this album could sound. And I think the list of people itself alone tells a fascinating story. You've got some really prominent producers like Mike Will Made It, bringing some hip hop influences. Flume is probably going to throw in some of his more signature organic electronic sound design elements. You've got Diplo as well, who's known for being really fluid in navigating different genres. And Ryan Tedder is one of the most emotionally intelligent pop songwriters, I would say, who's working today. And so many other collaborators beyond that. So when you look at this whole list, I think it's safe to expect some of these producers and writers' signature sounds and styles to show up. And I would anticipate a largely pop foundation that we know and love from BTS, but also having strong influences from these adjacent genres like hip hop and dance music and their various subgenres too. So I think it's wonderful that the BTS members also hold some songwriting credits on every track. We briefly talked about this just now too. And I think that suggests that they are very invested in the creative process themselves. For example, with Swim being teased as a song about moving through life's waves, and also with RM already participating in writing lyrics for that song, I think it will feel like a really good entry point, or re-entry point, I should say, for the group coming back to the industry. Something that's probably forward-looking and energetic, but maybe also carrying some emotional weight.
Right. I'm afraid that's all the time we have today, Claire. Thank you so much for your time and insights. We're probably going to talk more about BTS in the coming future. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire.
And thank
Thanks
you, Walter.
for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Walter. We're going to see you back on Wednesday.
See you very soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.